Hey everyone, and welcome to the 91st episode of We're All in the Same Boat. We are live on Instagram. What? You can check us out on Instagram at WAITSB Podcast. Today we are talking about the Vox controversy on YouTube.
Ooh,
whoa.
Spicy.
Yeah. So that's going to be good. Today I am here with Jordan.
Hello.
Michael.
Hello there.
And Nick.
Michael, you're actually still on this podcast?
I know. You've been missing for so long.
Yeah, a lot has happened since I was last year.
I know. I'm just trying to remember the last time I heard your voice.
Ever since I was gone, I got a new skateboard.
Awesome.
I joined a pop punk band.
Oh, wow.
And about it.
That's it?
Fun. That's it.
Was there
Nothing else?
something else that happened that's super personal and you don't want to share on the internet, really?
Oh, yeah, I got engaged.
Oh, there we go.
I knew it. I was like, I feel like there's something more important than I bought a longboard.
Well, it's funny because I saw somebody today and they were like, hey, congratulations. I was like, thanks, man. For what? Because, like, it's been like...
For what?
Like almost a month.
For
also,
what?
And also my birthday just happened. So I'm like, is it because I just got a birthday? Is that?
Congratulations. Someone walks up and handshakes you and goes, congratulations. It's your birthday. Congratulations.
This is so important. Thank you.
Before we keep going, guys, you can check us out on now everything. YouTube, Instagram,
Yeah.
SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, boom.
Oh, yeah.
Everything. If you don't listen to us, it's because you don't want to support us.
Oh,
Because you
man.
hate us. Because you ain't us.
The truth hurts, man.
If you want to be a great fan, you can listen to us. If you want to be an even greater fan, go to the iTunes store, search We're All in the Same Boat, scroll all the way to the bottom, and hit 5. Not 4, but 5 stars.
3 seems appropriate.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, I think 3 is fine.
Stop. I'm going to kick you off the podcast. You nerd. What are you
Give us
doing?
3 stars.
Oh, okay. I think 3 is enough. No, 5 only. Gentlemen, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks.
So
Welcome back, Michael.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Podcast has
Glad to be
missed
back.
you.
Yeah.
I missed it.
That's not true.
I think so.
That's
You
not
told
true.
me, Michael told me that I have a good voice all of a sudden.
Dude, yeah, I don't know what it was. It's just like Luke's voice just sounded so deep and like chocolatey.
Tasty.
I don't know, not chocolatey, like
Yummy.
Velvety. Like velvet.
like bread,
Like
a good muffin.
Ooh, yeah.
Carby. And
Yes, carb heavy.
crumbly.
No, I don't know. I do think that when you hear yourself more, you like become better at speaking because you're able to subconsciously kind of critique yourself. And I was like, oh wow, Luke sounds way better. Because I guess I hadn't been on in a while, so I hadn't heard his voice.
It's been so long, my voice changed.
Oh, I grew up.
So, Nick was the one that wanted to talk about this topic. So we're going to jump right into it. And I didn't tell him that this episode was going to be live, which, by the way, guys, if you want to watch us live, go to Instagram. You have to go to my Instagram for now. If I can ever get it on the podcast Instagram, then I'll move it. But that's LUKEROCKSWOLD, and that's my Instagram. Go look at that, and you'll be able to watch the live shows there for now until I figure out how to get them onto the podcast Instagram. So, Nick, now that we're live, let's talk about people making fun of gay people.
Well, let's see.
What
Where do
could
we start
possibly
with?
go wrong?
I just this whole thing is so stupid. The more I talk about it and think about it, but it's like has such an impact on like the culture wars between the left and the right in our society right now that it just seemed like something to talk about. I think it's interesting, at least, and also the fact that we are on YouTube now, and this will affect us as a result. So,
Yeah.
okay,
SEO.
so where to begin? So basically, there's a content creator, a conservative commentator, and also
comedian.
slash comedian on YouTube called Steven Crowder. And he has been making debunk, quote unquote, videos of a gay leftist commentator from Vox called Carlos Maza. Carlos Maza hosts a Vox series called Strike Through, where he makes, I guess, progressive commentary on current events. It's mostly just a Fox News trash. Like it's just
The
like
opposite.
trashing Fox News the entire time. That's all-
Anti-Fox News.
Yeah, it's literally just trashing Fox News the entire time. That's the channel. I'm sorry. That's his videos. So Crowder makes fun of that. There's a lot of bad data Carlos has in his videos. There's a lot of bad commentary. The videos themselves aren't that great. And people make note of Carlos and how he is very effeminate, and he makes fun of his gayness, and he kind of puts his gayness on display. And so as a result, Crowder highlighted that. He's a comedian, so he's going to highlight these attributes that people lend to themselves. You know, he would make fun of me and my baldness or being a Puerto Rican or something like that. These are things that I'm sure he would make fun of me for.
And you deserve it.
Well, your country's so poor, we had
You
to buy
deserve
it.
every word of it.
Shut up. And so I just... Oh, gosh. So he calls him some names, basically. He calls him mean names and says the following.
This is like our first. This will be one of our first videos on YouTube, and then our whole channel. Our whole channel.
You know what's
get
funny? I thought about
demonetized.
that. I thought about saying no to being live, because if I say these words, I feel like we might get like
Oh, I
banned
didn't
or
think
something.
about that.
But oh well, here we go.
We're already
So-
in it now, man. We're already in it now.
He's called
can
him a
censor it.
lisp.
We can beep it
He's
out.
called him a lispy queer. He's called him a queer. See,
You're not helping, Jordan.
a queer,
You are part of the problem.
a queer Mexican.
Well, I just don't know if the word lispy is a real word, but it's just a funny word.
Lispy. Lispy
Lispy.
queer.
Yeah.
He said that he's.
Oh my
he's like-
God.
he's called him a crap writer, and he gets a pass because he hits the intersectional check boxes.
Ooh.
He's gay. He's Mexican. He's basically attacked all these things that Carlos puts on display, and
Everything
Carlos
about him,
had Carlos had a Twitter thread that talked about how he's getting harassed by Steven Crowder, calling him names. And as a result, Team YouTube on Twitter responded to the thread and said they're going to look into this matter. And so that just caused a chain of events that led to Crowder's channel getting demonetized. Oh, and then also he sells a shirt that says "Socialism is for figs" shirt, and it's a reference to like Che Guevara, and I think he died next to a fig tree or something like that.
Jeez.
But but there's like
It's
a
obviously a
hand.
double entendre.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
Brilliant.
it's kind of like it's kind of like not. It's not the best tasted joke, but it is kind of funny. Like when you look at the
Right.
shirt,
Right.
Because he's like doing a hand gesture and stuff. So I just basically these jokes offended Carlos, and he was cyberbullied. And Team YouTube took matters into their hands, and they said, "We're going to demonetize your channel."
Right.
And Carlos Maza said, "That's not enough. I can't believe you're not doing
Yeah,
more
what?
to."
Actually, no, hold it. Wasn't it? It was back and forth. Because first, Carlos was like, "Hey, I want this guy gone," and then YouTube was like, "Nah, man, we can't do it." And then he was like, "What?" And he got really upset. And then YouTube was like,
and then they
"Okay,
demonetized
never
him.
mind.
Yeah.
We will demonetize you."
That's what I was gonna say. So like, what I saw was they came out and said like, "Oh, like Crowder did not breach any of our conduct rules. Like he's fine." And
Yeah.
then like, I don't know how within a very short amount of time they came back saying, "Actually, we need to do better at like punishing hate speech or whatever." So they demonetized him and a bunch of other channels now.
Yeah, and
Now
so
that he's
what's
starting
funny
to
is
ban channels.
that
Oh,
chain
go
of events just led to everyone hating YouTube on both the left and the right.
Didn't
So now
we were actually
everyone
happy? I
hates
feel
YouTube.
like people were happy with YouTube at first because of what they.
Yes,
at first, YouTube
yes.
was like,
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not breaking our terms of service. Yes, what he's saying is kind of distasteful and maybe a little bit mean, but it's allowed,
Right.
And so
Free speech.
what people are freaking out about is that YouTube was actually they're like, no, he's fine, and then all of a sudden YouTube was like, actually, never mind, he's not fine. We're gonna just wreck everything, and
You rewind loud enough.
Let me see. Is there a timeline online? I'm gonna see if I can find one.
Oh, dude, my Google feed is nothing but.
No, I mean, like I want to see
criticisms and stuff like that.
because they kept going back and forth, and
like the
that's where I
Twitter-
can't.
yeah.
Yeah, because
So
at first they
chain
said,
well, the chain of events was he didn't break our terms of service. Carlos did another tweet thread saying YouTube doesn't care about LGBT creators. He emphasized it again. And then Team YouTube said, okay, we're going to demonetize him. And then they clarified and said all he has to do is remove the link to the Socialism is for Figs t-shirt, and we will remonetize his channel. And then Carlos did another thread saying, oh my God, are you effing kidding me? And went crazy on that. And so now everyone hates YouTube as a result of those chain of events. people are saying there's a conspiracy theory going around that Vox Media and the newly formed Vox Union has disbanded from Vox Media, and this is just to boost Vox's ratings because they're dying. And so because Crowder has been making these videos since 2016 or 2015, like period, and Carlos didn't care until it was odd financial timing for Vox.
Right.
And so that's
right during Pride Week too. That's a little fishy.
Right.
Oh,
Pride Month,
Or
and then
Pride.
so
Oh yeah, I forgot they got the whole month. They wanted
And
all
so-
first. They wanted all the colors of the rainbow. Now they get the whole month.
All the days in June.
give him the year. Give him the year.
YouTube
So,
money.
Most
Pride
depressed
year.
people on the planet.
I'm trying to find that. I'm trying to find that graph that
The
has
US.
the different websites' cool factor according to young people, and I want to see where Vox
Oh.
lands on. Do you know what I'm
I'm
talking
sure-
about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know where to find that.
The
What's
only
it
videos I've
called?
seen on Vox before now were like about like how reverb was invented, and that was really cool. I didn't know that they were so like annoying.
Wait, what?
But yeah, so
I don't know
they
anything about them besides like their science videos.
they have some cool videos outside of politics, but when it comes to politics, a lot of people criticize them for being so one-sided to the left.
Right.
Well, if I remember correctly, Vox was started by mostly conservative groups, and then a mostly conservative person, and then he, was pushed out.
Oh,
Who
really?
was
Turned
it?
into- yeah, turned into a whole new channel. His name, he's been on Crowder, coincidentally enough.
I'm trying to think of what.
Oh, you're talking about Vice? You're talking about Vice?
Oh, I'm talking about Vice. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're
Vox
talking.
and
Oh, you're
Vice,
talking
I
about
mix those
Gavin,
up all
right?
the time.
Gavin and
Gavin
Vice.
McGinnis. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard
I'm
about
sorry,
that, but
I'm
I don't.
sorry.
Yeah, I know. Actually,
Forgive you.
Vox.
Don't do it again.
I do.
Vox and
We're gonna
Vice.
let
They're
this
kind of like
happen
the
again.
like I
They're the
put them
same
in the
thing,
same
man.
bucket. Vox and
Yeah.
Vice, I put them in the same bucket. It's
Vox
kinda funny.
didn't Vox go
hydrogen or
after
oxygen.
PewDiePie?
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they did.
Oh really?
Which one
You
did they
can't attack
do?
the pewds.
Which one did they do against him?
I don't know.
Wasn't the Fiverr one when he did like
No,
got some like guys in Africa to like write like something about Nazis on?
Well, that was
No,
like
that was Wall Street Journal.
okay.
I cannot find this graph.
Everyone's involved now.
Vox tried to link him to the alt right, and
Yeah.
they were they were heavily criticized for that.
I think I
It's not
found
true.
this. I think I found
Script
it.
says the alt-right.
Hold up. Time out. I am looking.
We're live.
No, there is some. You guys know
Yeah.
the graph that I'm talking about, right? The one that has.
Is it like a
can't
meme
find
or is
the
it like just a graph that exists
No,
somewhere?
it's like a
a
poll
memograph.
that they took of young people of how cool they think companies are, and companies like Oreo are really far towards the cool end of the spectrum. YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, and then
Right.
things like Wall Street Journal are all the way at the other side. Like young people don't think they're cool at all.
No, they're.
I wanted to know where Vox was on that, but I can't find it. Whatever, I give up.
Well, are they edgy? Are they liberal?
Well, they're not popular, so they're not as.
They're dying.
They're
dying,
old
so-
media, and they need to
it's
go
Vox
away. It's
considered
kind of
old
like
media?
snail mail. It's like get out of here. I don't want paper. You know, I want just
Get
want
rid,
it
get
all
rid of
in
this
my-
bank statement.
I do. I hate paper. I hate it.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was so excited about letters. Hate them.
Well, and then
I'll write you a letter.
so basically now everyone's mad at YouTube. Everyone's really mad at Carlos because now YouTube's new policies is like just destroying like
Hundreds of channels, right?
hundreds to thousands
Hundreds.
of channels now.
Thousands.
And so it's pretty bad. And like channels, I think what happens is like the algorithm that YouTube is using is trying to go by like closed captioning or something like that. And so if you even speak the word Nazi in any context,
Oh,
something
no!
like that.
You just
Yeah,
did
exactly.
it.
Oh, dude,
Our whole,
there you go.
well,
Dang it, Nick.
our whole
Just
channel's
demonetized
demonetized, and I just got the videos up. So way to go.
So like history channels are getting banned from
You know,
being
what's so funny?
monetized.
Yeah,
It's like-
because of the algorithm.
Well,
Yeah.
so something that's really funny about it is YouTube's almost like the parent. It's like these two kids are fighting, and then the
Yes,
parent's like,
that
"All
was a
right,
great
stop,
analogy.
you stop, you stop," and then the kids keep going back and forth. Eventually, the parent's like, "All right, no more video games for anybody.
Yeah, I don't care who
Everybody's
started
missing
it.
out." Yeah, that's basically what's
Exactly.
happening here.
Go to your rooms.
It's weird. It's just so weird. So anyway, I think the whole thing is dumb. I am totally in the camp with Tyler, the creator, when it comes to cyberbullying. And can I read that tweet? His
Tyler, the
tweet?
creator. Why do I not know who that is?
He's a rapper.
He's a rapper.
Oh yeah,
and,
actually, I do know who he is. Never mind.
and he has the best tweet about cyberbullying. Hold on, let me pull it up. It's basically, I mean, I think it's one of the better one of the better like opinions when it comes to cyberbullying. Ha ha ha! How the f is cyberbullying real? Like ha ha ha! N-word. Just walk away from the screen. Like N-word. Close your eyes. Ha ha. Like, and it's true. Like, get away from the screen. You're not being bullied anymore. It's not that hard.
It's going to be weird for kids. Like, I feel bad for kids right now.
Knowing that
with
someone out there
phones.
is sending you messages that are mean.
Yeah, giving a kid a cell phone is like giving them heroin. It's just like, there you go.
No.
Now figure out how to live your life with this addiction. You know,
Good
it's
luck.
because it's insanely addicting.
Yeah,
And
I will say though, something I forgot to mention. Carlos did get doxxed by a guy who sent him like 20 or 30 text messages saying debate Steven Crowder, and I think that freaked him out. But everyone gets doxxed, so I just wanted to mention that in case anyone who hears this is like, well, he got doxxed.
Knock
it's like,
on
well, guess
wood.
what? Welcome to the internet, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, your information's up
One
there.
thing I thought was interesting though, so I watched a couple videos like on this, and I found it was so hard to find like Steven Crowder's videos because I wanted to hear like, well, what did he say and stuff. So like I like looked for like
Wait, really?
an hour to find. Yeah.
Really? Is YouTube
Crowder
blocking
Vox.
it?
No. I just typed in Crowder Vox, and there's like a million videos of people talking about it.
Right.
So I finally found some videos of him talking about it. Yeah, he's kind of mean to him. I'll give him that.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I actually
I wouldn't
watched a
deny that
video
either.
of Steven Crowder like talking about it, and I actually was really disappointed in the way he handled it. He wasn't being mean to the Vox guy, Carlos. I forget his last name, but he was trying to like flip it back around. He was like, "This is just them trying to like make it so YouTube is not for the people anymore. It's the liberals trying to do this." I was like, "Dang it!"
Yeah, I agree because
you were
it
so
was
close.
It was like, wait a second. I thought this was Carlos. This wasn't Vox. It might be Vox, maybe.
Well, he's a
I mean,
Vox
I think Carlos is
writer.
pulled
He's
with
using
Vox. But either
Vox,
way, I'm
right?
saying like I thought it was interesting the way that
He works for Vox, but that doesn't mean
Steven
he
Crowder
represents
tried to, like,
Vox.
right. But I'm saying that Steven Crowder was trying to like take the responsibility off himself. Not that he should get it demonetized, but I'm saying like
Yeah.
I watched this video and he was basically saying that this is just them trying to get YouTube to be more controlling and like weed out his channel. He said like he saw talking about how like they've been like facing legal battles for random crap like this a lot, and how, like liberal channels will never get this kind of crap, which might be true. But I don't know. I was kind of disappointed in him for.
Yeah, he
kinda
does that
trying to shift
routinely
the
though.
blame.
Like I used to like him a lot, and then as I started like expanding a little bit, I saw him when he does something in action. He's so pro free speech in his shapewear and form that he sometimes forgets to take the personal responsibility aspect of it and go, wait a minute. I'm doing this. It's their platform, but it just shouldn't matter. And so stuff like that, he routinely just kind of skips over. It's like, nope, their fault. Don't have any blame in
Yeah.
this. It's like you attack somebody on the internet who has some notoriety. Like, what do you want?
Yeah,
I mean,
and it
you're a comedian.
sounds like it's his personality too. Because Luke,
It is.
weren't you telling me that he's kind of a dick, like in his personal life?
He's a dick. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
a lot
dick
of people are actually coming out about him right now and saying he's not such a great guy, which is kind of interesting.
And I guess I'm not totally surprised by that, but at the
No.
same time, he shouldn't be getting demonetized for
No,
just
no.
calling someone names.
Yeah,
know,
I agree.
You're allowed
And
to do that.
every video I've seen, even from like you said, like quote unquote liberal channels, whatever, are agreeing like this isn't how it should be because this is going to change the precedent for every other YouTube channel and probably
that's-
for other
and that's the
platforms too.
problem.
Other platforms will probably follow suit. First of all, Google and Facebook own like almost the whole internet. So
They
if
do.
Facebook gets on board with
Google,
this, then
Google.
everyone's
I was
screwed.
talking to someone. There's a lot of podcasts talking about this right now. Google knows everything about everybody. Because
True.
when you go to get a haircut and you sign in using your Google account because you don't feel like, I don't want to make an account with this stupid website, sign in with Google. Blip, done. Like Google knows when you're getting a haircut and where. They know
Yep.
where you're driving. They know who you're calling. They know what's in your emails.
They know what apps you're using, what time you're using them.
They know
how long
when you're using them.
for.
They know where you are when you use them. They know how long you use them. They know what
Guys, I have
text.
to go. I don't want to do this anymore.
They know what you're
That's right.
typing. Every time you type something, they know it. Everything. It's
What?
ridiculous.
Yeah. How's your Android feel now, Michael?
Oh, you
I
still
don't
use
have
Google.
an
Shut up.
Android
Even if you have an iPhone.
I have an iPhone.
Yeah. Now Apple knows everything.
Yeah, Apple just
Apple's
gets all
actually-
the info to Google.
Apple's not as bad as Google is, though, in terms of privacy. That's why their stuff is more expensive.
That's what they tell us at least. But anyway,
Yeah,
let's
Yeah,
go
really.
back.
The liars. You trust.
Have you read that user agreement the whole way through yet?
It's like
God.
no. My friend was going through the user agreement for 23andMe, like the actual,
jeez. Oh,
and
man.
he's like, because the one where you take your saliva and you send it to him, and they're like, we're just gonna get your your ancestry, and my friend is going through the terms and service, which is a million pages, and he goes, search for a few words to see if they're in there. He's like, search robots, search clone. He's like, search your rights, like
Privileges
is
and
what matters to me.
DNA shall
Yeah.
be given up to 23 and what?
yeah, firstborn
Person that owns the
child.
rights to make a clone of you, and you cannot visit or control.
My
its life.
favorite is robots. It's like, see what they say about robots or replacements or surrogates.
Cyborgs.
Yeah.
What did they
Surrogates
say,
scare
though?
me.
What did they say though?
What? 23andMe?
Is there robots?
Yes.
Do they clone you?
Definitely.
Yes.
Did you do it yet?
No, I haven't done it.
Has anyone here done it?
No.
Dang.
Did you do it,
I don't
Nick?
feel like giving my DNA to somebody is a good idea.
I want to. First of all,
Scares me.
I don't want any of you guys to do it, because I don't want you to turn into robots and show up on the podcast. But
Luke,
I also
your
kinda
opinions
want you
are
to
wrong,
do it.
wrong.
because I want to know.
I don't see anything weirder with like your DNA. Like I feel like having my DNA isn't that bad compared to like all the other info they could have
That's
on
how
me.
they make the robot
Yeah, but
that
that's your genetic
replaces you.
history. Sorry, go ahead.
They
it's
clone
worse
you
though.
off of a animal, and then you got a
what?
pig Michael that's running around.
A robot pig, Mike.
Dude, I would take care of that pig. That's probably a very cute pig. Does the pig have a beard?
What if you spliced Michael with a pig and it made pigs? It was worse than regular pigs.
Oh no! I'd
It's
put
like,
that
it's
pig out
so
of its
much
misery.
worse.
Oh man.
You just strangle it slowly. No, it's more
It's a
like
pig with a
the
goatee.
Twilight Zone episode.
All right, I gotta go, guys. Thanks for
Thank
letting
you for
me.
joining.
Thanks for
Oh,
letting me
man.
slightly rant and then just kind of dipset. So enjoy that. Steven Crowder did nothing wrong. Bye.
All right, bye, Nick. Send me your
Well,
audio.
now the next con we can get monetized again. Anyway,
We're not affiliated
Let
with
him come
him.
up with a racist.
He
or,
is not a part of. We're all in the same boat. I've never talked to him before.
He's an analyst. We shouldn't have hired him. We apologize for our decision.
He's a contractor. We're gonna revoke
He's
his
an intern.
contract and not pay him. We're gonna make him pay us.
I feel like the standard corporate apology. We will try better in the future. We'll donate money
Or
to
the
gay charities.
standard YouTube apology. I was in a dark place.
I was in a dark. Yes.
He was in a dark place, and I
Guys,
just
I
was
took
in a dark
Ambien.
place.
I was drinking. I was in a dark place.
but you guys,
So-
my fans, you guys got me through it.
Yeah, exactly.
It has nothing to do with the money I make.
No,
Nothing to do with the advertisements. I just want to be liked by my fans.
guys. I do this job
The next,
every day
and then
for
the next
you.
thing, it's like the goodbye video has 16 ads in it. Oh, you can't. All right, this
My
guy is
final video on YouTube.
gaming the system.
So, man, so
Vox is trying to take over YouTube, and there's a conspiracy
Okay.
that has to do with Vox's unions. And I don't know much about unions. I'll be honest. Like, I've never been in a union, so I don't know a whole lot about them. I know some people are very passionate about them, and I'm like, sweet. I don't know what you're doing. What that means. But
Why is this important?
yeah. So Vox has these unions, and they think there's a conspiracy out there that the reason Carlos is doing this is Vox is basically trying to cut off, like say things to make advertisers go away. And then that will drive the competition of YouTube down because there'll be less money on YouTube. And so then Vox will kill off the small competition because the small competition won't be able to stay afloat. So
Interesting.
I don't know if I believe that. That's a problem with conspiracies is a lot of times they make sense, but it's like,
That seems really elaborate.
That's-
for
yeah.
a Vox.
that's a kind of an extreme plan, you know?
I mean, YouTube's doing a fine job on their own killing alternative voices to their opinions, so I don't think it's really
I
necessary.
know. It's so annoying.
Why would you?
YouTube used to be so much better, and now it's all
know.
becoming. It's just all video essays now.
Yeah.
Which
For real, dude.
I like video essays, but that's all it is.
I like them, but there's only so many you can watch or listen to before you're like, all right, I've heard this opinion like 8 times.
Yeah, you're like,
guys
okay,
have-
I'm very smart now. I need something else.
I know that like Thor's gonna be skinny in the next Avengers movie. Like, you don't gotta tell me again.
You're like, I know everything. I don't need any more essays.
Well, one thing I'm thinking of, just like kind of like in the broad scheme of things when it comes to this issue, it's like this is something that's been happening for a while. I'm not trying to be like one of those conservatives who's like, oh, the liberals are trying to take over the world and but it's like
those are the progressives.
I don't think it's necessarily like a group like quote unquote the liberals, but society is going to this weird place where like you can't make fun of people, which I get that. I mean, it's like part of life, but whatever. Like I feel like making fun of people is how you are as a guy. I don't know. It's kind of what you do
as a male.
But also, it's like it feels like people give weird special treatment to people who fit into like these minority groups. And I know I'm a white guy. I'm half Puerto Rican if that helps, but I know I'm a white guy, and I know that like
you're a minority.
I don't experience like life the same way as these people. So minority groups, they keep like kind of. It seems like they're trying to coddle them and keep them away from people making fun of them or ridiculing them publicly or whatever. And it's like, first of all, it'll be in a context that doesn't directly concern them. Like Steven Crowder isn't going to like this guy's messages or like house and like calling him these names. He's saying stuff that's not very nice, but he's not going to him.
He's not personally attacking somebody. He's having a conversation, talking about something on an open public platform.
Well, I mean, he's kind of mocking.
I mean, he's being a dick.
No, he's
for sure.
mocking.
He called him a lispy queer. Okay, that's not the nicest thing in the world.
It's no different than a comedian.
What
on
I'm
a
saying is, by
stand-up
swinging
special.
this far to the other side, to the other extreme of like, oh, don't say anything to them at all. It could possibly be hurtful. You're actually hurting the minorities in this case because that's going to create some weird social dynamics, and eventually it's going to swing back the other way. And they're not going to be ready for it because they're going to be used to this weird coddled life. But at the same time, I do realize that a lot of groups have had terrible lives up to this point. Not discounting that. I'm just saying in this thing.
I mean, I think it's tough because I think it just is getting too simplified, where it's like everyone who's this race has had this life and everyone who's this race has had this life. And it's like in every race, everyone who looks this way has these problems and everyone who looks this way has this problem. And it's like, it's not that simple. It could be that people who look this way are more likely to have this problem or probably have this problem. But just kind of assuming that you're white, so this is your life. This must be who you are. Or you're black, so this is who you must be. It's just such a cartoon way. That's the thing. I use that word all the time when talking about politics. Cartoon. Because you think about what a person is, like a complex person in real life, and then you think of Homer Simpson. Just like this cartoon character version of what a real life person is. He's just dumb and he just, does stuff like, like whatever. That's cartoon version, right? So that's what everyone looks at. Everything that's politics related, it's all a cartoon character. It's this dumbed down, washed out, well, it's simple and this is how it's simple and this is the way it works. And I get tired of talking about it, honestly, because it's just all the time.
No, I've had to ignore it because basically through 2017 through 2018, I've followed it, kept up with it. It just got to the point where it's okay, I can't anymore. It's just ridiculous. It's over the top.
I've never wanted to get involved in that. It's all just terrible. I've never I maybe did a couple posts here and there, like, guys, let's love each other. But that's as far as I've gone. I don't want to be in this.
You're like on the sidelines between people.
Of rage.
You're like, stop, stop.
Exactly. And the interesting thing though that I find different is in my day-to-day life, I have a really diverse group of friends, and I don't really encounter this ever in person.
No, it's never in person.
It's always a broad scale, like, oh, these people are bad. But then in real life, that never really affects people that I know of.
It kind of depends on where you live, I think.
Of course, yeah. Here, pretty kind of in the South.
Yeah, I mean, Virginia was one way, Seattle was another way, Los Angeles was another way. I've experienced different things. Like what you experience in Virginia is the opposite of what I experienced in Seattle. Probably 85-90% of the people I've met in Seattle, they talk about the South, they always call it the South. It's just dirt. It's either all white supremacist racists. They literally Scott, the South. I don't even want to go visit the South. And I'm like, hey, it's not like most of the people there are just normal, but they just,
fried
it's like they
chicken
want
is
to
so good.
vomit. They're like, "Ugh, the
I
South.
definitely get that vibe.
And I'm like, it's lighten up, okay? You know what they say when they talk about you? They're like, oh, the libtards in Seattle, you know? All those
one likes
crazy
you either, so
wackos
shut up.
over there, you know?
And I'm telling you right now, you both would love organic fed fried chicken, all right? Just get together over some
real.
organic fed fried chicken.
Well, so Luke, what do you think? So, but when you go up there, like the difference, is it like people getting offended or is it actual problems happening? Because I feel like it's, I'm not trying to be that conservative guy. I'm not like a conservative, quote unquote, person.
Right.
But I feel like people are always like offended for people. And something so sometimes things do happen.
That
I feel like
seems
I'm
to be
like
the
trying to
case.
cover my butt so much right now. Like, I'm trying to be really careful, but it always feels like, especially like in the liberal circles of things, it's just people getting offended like on a broad scale about like one thing that's not that big a deal.
Possibly. I think most things, it does make sense why it's a big deal to them. But
Well, I mean, like, do you see like racism and sexism in Seattle?
no,
People
not
get all
really.
offended about?
I know people get offended about it all the time, and people bring it up like a badge. I don't know how to react.
Does it happen?
I don't know. It doesn't. But I'm apparently not the type of person that you can talk to.
You're a white guy. I forgot.
Yeah, I mean, everyone always says white people, a white guy, and like white. I'm like, what? I'm right here.
You're white. Yeah. Well, how
And
many times are white people saying that?
I don't get offended about it because I don't care, but it is a derogatory word, like a white man. Like it's literally used as a derogatory now, white people.
It's used
And-
like a dismissive way. Like,
Yeah,
you can't
and
have
it's
an
fine.
opinion on
Like
it now.
I don't care too much. I've said this before though, but like my sons are going to be white men, you know,
Right.
and I don't think I'm going to just stand by and let people discriminate against my children just because of
No.
their skin color, you know. So it's like me, fine, whatever. I can
Hey,
hold
look,
my
that's
own.
racism.
But it's like once you have kids, that's when it starts becoming another thing. Because it's like, no, my kid isn't racist. My kid's a kid, you know? And I don't think a lot of people
most of
think
these-
about that because we're kind of focused more on ourselves. Like, don't mistreat me, or you should have more respect for other people. And I'm like, I don't care. I'll hold my own. But when I have a family, it's going to be a different story.
Well, I
And
have a
it's going to
question.
be
Do you guys think
tougher
this is
not to get riled up about that.
Right. You guys think this is the problem of having life too easy for the most part?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, okay.
We're all rich. Everyone you've
Seriously.
ever known is rich.
Immaculately rich.
Yeah, it's like 35K? It's the 1% of the world.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's
And
ridiculous.
the world is richer than it's ever been ever on average. And so it's just like, I'm not discrediting people that don't have a lot of money because people don't have a lot of money. But
Correct.
I am saying that most of the people that all of us know are like filthy rich. And our worst problems is like, I got called names. And like, I'm one of them. I have pretty... The worst things that have happened in my life are, in the grand scheme of things, is not that bad, especially when you take in the history of the world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean,
Same
the
here.
poorest person I've ever known had a house, had a car. His finances were just tight. And I'm talking, like, the car wasn't brand new. It had some problems. The house needed a little bit of fixing. The money was spread around, but maybe a bill didn't get paid on time, or you had to pick and choose what you're doing. But he had a house. He had a car.
Yeah, I
He had kids.
I know
He had a wife.
the worst
Had food
people
every day.
Yeah, the worst people I know are like they're in debt and they're barely living paycheck to paycheck, right?
Correct.
And it's like, and they live in a house with
Yep,
AC and have running water, so it's
Like
like
internet and cell phones. And,
it is bad, and I feel bad for anyone who's in that situation, but
Absolutely.
in the grand scheme of things, they're like, oh, well, I'm still eating my ice cream and hamburgers and drinking my water from the tap
malaria from drinking from the
with my water filter,
Right.
How do you think that plays into what Vox is doing with Steven Crowder?
I think it's just people looking for something to fight against and to fight another war, to fight a battle that is on a grand scale again. Because I think we've talked about this before on here. People tend to get tribal, and if there's nothing to fight against, we get bored. If there's nothing to struggle against, we're just made to fight, to struggle, and to survive. So if there's nothing happening and everybody's surviving and thriving, eventually you're going to find something that clicks that gear, and next thing you know, you're going to fight mode.
It's like, hey guys, how you doing? We're doing great.
How dare you say great? That is a horrible.
No, like you're talking to your group, like, hey, other guys, like in my group, how are we doing today? We're doing good. Ain't we mad?
good.
Nope.
Nope.
Dang it!
I mean, I guess the thing about it is, as humans, I think we're kind of wired to be like, good thing, got it, check. All right, move that aside. Now, what's wrong? Like, what's still broken? And
Yeah, you're
so
looking to survive.
once it's like, well, we all have food. Not everybody. Here's I want the context to be known. Almost everyone who listens to this podcast and everyone who's on this podcast and all the people we know, we all have food. We all have water.
Yeah.
We all have houses. We all have iPhones
Nope.
or Androids, whatever.
Yep.
We all have smartphones. You know, I remember my dad saying, "Luke, I'm going to bite the bullet and buy a thumb drive." We all have cell phones now. You know, that's insane. And so like we have all this insane stuff. And so now all we can do is like look around and be like, but who's thinking weird things about me?
Yep.
Who's thinking negatively about me? Because back in the day, it's like, I don't care. I don't have any food. I don't care what he thinks. I don't have time to think about whether or not I look cool on Instagram. You know?
I mean, yeah, it's a crazy transition we've made in the last 100 years. I'll say the last, 3 decades especially. We have moved so quickly in the opposite direction from poverty, from hardship, from communication one-on-one to a whole new landscape. And I think that's a huge part of our problem. We're trying to... Man, I'm just repeating Joe Rogan, and I'm sorry. But I agree with him. You're transitioning into a new era, a new world, and people are trying to figure out how to react and live in that environment when you can literally get insulted, praised, and hated all within 2 minutes, depending on what your post is. Like that. And humans are not built for that. We're really not. I mean, if I was in front of... All right, so if we're all hanging out at a bar, drinking, having some beers, relaxing, eating some wings, and I insult Luke or you, Mike, or Michael, or whatever...
Let's be honest.
It's usually in jest and good fun. You're going to read it.
Hold up. Let's be honest. I'm the one you're going to be insulting.
Oh, of course. Oh, you're first. Yeah, no. You have the bullseye. But it's in jest. It's like, my context.
I mean, in the context, it's like a affection in the context.
Correct.
And
Yeah,
love.
no, I like Luke quite a bit, even though I like to insult him. It's just
That's part of love.
exactly. Oh. You said the L word.
You know how in Seattle I was
Lesbian?
telling you how they react when they say the South? That's the way I'm reacting right now. Like, okay.
Anyway,
Love.
but yeah,
Emotions.
like, but yeah, like, I don't know. I think the more I think about it, I do think people need a thicker skin, but at the same time, I do wonder what precedents we should set with the new communities we have. Because even though Crowder isn't like in the room making fun of Carlos from Vox, he is like in the same community, kind of.
I see what you're saying. Like a journalist, social media presence, etc.
Yeah, because like the world's big, but then it gets small, right? Like
Correct.
like Crowder and like Vox is a way bigger channel than Crowder's, but they still are like in the same space. Mm-hmm. So I can see how someone who's like in the same like medium as you, making fun of you all the time, would be really frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's not personable. That's for sure. Like the whole internet, just in general, it's like people just right and left just. And don't even consider the fact that it's a person. It's like, hey, I had this thought about this opinion. First comments like, you're the dumbest person in the entire world. I hope you die tomorrow. And you're like,
it is like that sometimes. It is.
Yeah, I've caught myself doing that with different opinions that I've maybe disagreed with until I've had to slow myself down, listen to the other person and go, okay, this is a human being who has gone through experiences and so has an opinion based on something that they're thinking, feeling, experienced, and are reacting to. And you're reacting to the reaction without trying to put yourself in the shoes and go, okay, why is this valid?
well,
Why
it's
is
like
this...
I was thinking about this, and she'll like me talking about her, but with my girlfriend, like we're in a long distance thing, and we can FaceTime each other with we can see each other and hang out with
So
each other.
much easier.
We can watch movies while FaceTime each other. We can talk on the phone. We can do all these sorts of things, but there's just something about stripping away those layers of connection. So it's like, I can't see her when I'm on the phone.
Right.
I can't touch her. I can't walk with her really, and like as you disconnect those things, you do feel the difference. And so with the internet, excuse me, it's like, hold on, I shouldn't have started talking. With the internet, it's that to like the furthest extreme. It's just a little boop. There's my message. There's my little text message.
Yep.
Exactly. Because it
Like
doesn't
a
mean
game.
anything.
All right, where
There's
can we
no-
take?
yeah,
Where can we
exactly.
take this? Channels are getting demonetized. People are getting published or punished for all of this. Hate speech. I don't want to beat a dead horse topic. Hate speech and the radical and the. I'm tired of hearing podcasts talk about that.
Blah, blah.
I'm trying to think of what angle we can look at this that hasn't been covered.
Google's coming
already.
out with its own gaming platform
Well,
called
I think
Stadia.
I think like the weird big thing is just like where does this take us, and is this a good direction?
YouTube is going
That's the
to
question I have.
become a news network, like a
already
news
is.
channel.
That's so
It's going to become a Hollywood.
yeah. It is. And that's the weird thing. Is like they can totally do that. Like they don't have to do anything.
Because
for the
whose
creators?
I mean, think about it. Whose films are in theaters? Not mine. Not most people we know. Not the regular person. Giant companies that spend millions and millions of dollars publishing hundreds of movies. That's what all the theaters are filled of. That's the movies that everyone's watching and talking about. And like the little films, no one sees them. That's what's going to happen to YouTube. It's happening now. Like all the big channels that are getting on the trendings list, they are like CNN's videos and
Fox,
the
NBC.
talk shows like Colbert and Fallon. They're all up there. NBC, like all these things are showing up, and it's like nobody wants to watch these. But if this was all I was offered, people would think it was good. But it sucks, and it's really frustrating because it's more profitable for YouTube to have videos like that playing,
Oh, for sure.
but it's just corporatizing it. I sound like such a hipster.
You live in Seattle. You,
You
have
live
a
in
beard,
Seattle.
you wear
Yeah.
flannel.
You live in Seattle. You have a podcast. Luke.
I have a
You have a
beard.
beard. Exactly.
You're a white male. I mean, you're already there. You're already there. No, man. No, I agree with you though.
But I'm also right.
You're also right. Yes. Yeah. Well, because YouTube was originally just people posting their content and then you liking that person's content and enjoying it.
Yep.
And then it turned into, okay, well, we can make money off this. All right, now we can have these elaborate productions and individuals like PewDiePie and
It's fine. I just don't like YouTube forcing it to be that way. So YouTube is favoritism.
No.
Favoritism.
Favoritising?
Favoriting?
favoriting.
Giving
favors?
favoritism
There we go.
to a lot of those bigger channels. And it's like, they don't need
Right.
help. They have money. And it's like, that's how they're getting help.
Eh.
Well, we don't want that. We want people that are good to go to the top. We want to see the best videos.
Yep.
I agree. There's
YouTube
some
was so
fabulous
good in
channels out there.
2016.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the golden age of YouTube then?
I think so, yeah. It's pretty good.
All right.
I think the golden age of YouTube was 2007 when Lego stop motion videos became a thing.
You know, that's how I got popular on YouTube, right?
Those were awesome.
Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
No, really?
Yeah, the
Yeah, Luke
first,
has a really famous video. It was like 80,000 views or something like that.
yeah, something like that. But it's like that was my first 15 minutes of fame because I did it in like 2007. That's when I posted that video, and a lot of people watched it. So that was kind of cool. Obviously, like
awesome.
I didn't want to keep doing Lego stop motion, so I stopped. But I was a kid.
Ever
I was
since
still.
YouTube's been going downhill because of you.
I know,
Yeah, right. You got
dude.
a
That's
podcast,
never as
moved
good
to
as
Seattle.
2007 when Luke was doing stop motion.
But anyway, yeah, like that's it does look like YouTube's going in that direction where everything is like corporate now. I mean, every channel that pops up in my recommended list, like I used to always see like random covers of people playing music in their bedroom or like
Yeah,
some crazy video of some guy
not with a
skateboarding or,
webcam. Not anymore. Everyone's got a production camera and a studio with lighting.
I mean, it's not that hard to get that, but like it is. I always feel like I'm always getting the more like produced pages now. Like it's just like the same like 7 channels. I'm not even subscribed to them, and they just pop up in my recommended all the time.
But that
See, I have the opposite
recommendation,
experience though.
that's what's freaky because Google knows all the videos you're watching, how long you're watching, the tags that
Right.
are being used, the vocal captions on the video, the videos that other people are watching, the people that watch videos like you and what they're watching. And so the recommendation tab is really smart, and I hate it because the recommendation tab is like this really annoying guy that's like, hey man, I feel like you should like this video. And I sit there and I'm like,
I don't want to.
I do really want to watch that video. You know? Damn it, they were right. It's like, you
They
should
got
watch this
me.
one. No, I don't.
Maybe.
Okay, I sort of do want to watch that video.
No,
it's
they're
good.
good. They're very good at it.
They get you. That's how they get you.
It's like they,
One
as it's a
way.
them. No, it's a machine.
Yeah, the algorithm they have programmed. The machines are becoming smarter than the humans.
Oh, they know what we want more than we do ourselves.
Dun dun dun.
This is the start. We talked about YouTube becoming a corporation. We're going to become vegetables for computers.
So man.
Dude, VR. Have you seen the new Oculus setup?
What? I was like,
You said
we're going to become vegetables. Dude, the new VR. What?
This relates to that. It ties into that
happening?
because you're going to put yourself into a virtual environment, and all the machines are just going to feed you whatever you like, no matter what it is, no matter where it is, no matter when it is.
You'll never
It's
get fat. You just keep
No,
eating.
you'll get fat. No, you're just going to starve to death. But look at easy as a battery. Anyway, the reason I brought
The
that up-
Matrix.
We're
We're going into the Matrix. No.
Exactly.
Wait, side
That's where I
note,
was
did you
going
know
with
that originally the story in the Matrix was that they were going to use all the humans for, like, to make a giant computer, not for a battery? But at
Really?
the time, computers were so new, the producers were like, no one will get that. Let's just make them batteries.
That's such a weird phrase to use. That's back when computers were new.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
In
Like
this
when
world
back
where-
when like commercial, like consumer computers were becoming a thing, they were like, no one knows how this works yet. We can't use that.
So
weird.
crazy.
Oh my gosh.
That's what we're going to be talking about. Yeah, back when you didn't have a smartphone, all our kids are like, what? Back when you couldn't just force push things, like, boom.
Well, isn't it
You know?
funny when you're like out, like you like forget your phone at home and you're driving around and you're like navigating, like you're like you feel like you're like in the wild. Like, I just found Taco Bell all by myself.
Oh,
We're so
that is amazing.
Yeah, I
That's
know
an
what-
amazing feeling.
I need to do it more, I think, but it's so hard. It's so difficult to not. It's like I leave my phone behind. I'm like, no.
Well, it's
You just
funny,
put
like-
your phone down and drive.
What if
man.
I
You
have
put
an
it- you put it in your
emergency? That's what
passenger
everyone
seat or
says.
glove box.
What if I have an emergency? And it's like, no,
There's
never really had-
3,000 people with a phone around you. They'll call 911.
It's like, no one will be calling. It's like, we're not going in the woods.
We really know
You're
you want to
driving to the
Instagram that live.
grocery
We know
store.
it.
You just want to
We really
Snapchat the
know.
funny lights to play in front of you.
Guys, I got ran over. Oh my gosh.
I'll be lost forever. And it's like, it's Seattle. It's really small. You'll be fine. You just go back to the mountain.
I mean,
Crawl
yeah,
3
it'll
feet
just
that
drown
way.
in the rain.
They'll
Where
try
anyone
to-
finds you.
What do you guys think this technology is going? Do you think it's going to be, or our kids are going to have cell phones, or is it heading into like an augmented reality where everything's kind of like
Dude, think about. I'm
interactive?
serious when I'm talking about phones being so addicting. And like, imagine if a kid was born and you just started injecting them with heroin when they were first born. Here you go. Get used to that. Here you go. That's what you're going to be living off of. There's all your dopamine. Here you go.
That's
And then
what
when they get
the
to be our
studies
age, it's
prove.
like, all right, now try it out to do the. Let's get you off that now. They're going to be like, what? I can't do it. And that's what cell phones are like, because you're just like, here you go. Get addicted to that kind of refresh rate. And now try and play with the blocks over there. Their
definitely
brain is
think
going to be
that,
so messed up. They'll be miserable and sad
already
all the
messed up.
time.
What are you talking
Video
about,
games are
dude?
definitely going to go VR really soon.
Oh yeah.
I think before anything else, video games, maybe then movies, and then probably hang out. People will just be hanging out in VR like in their
Well,
life.
you guys heard of VR chat? I'm assuming, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
people make like avatars and like go around a video game
Yeah,
kind of thing,
exactly.
hanging out.
Well, pretty soon this podcast, I think we should
Matrix.
transform it over to VR chat while we're sitting around like a coffee table with avatars talking to each other.
That'd be pretty cool, actually. You could actually
I
like
would love to
see
do
where
that.
people's heads are going. Like, what's going on?
It's
You
so
know?
accessible, dude. I mean, that new Oculus headset is completely wireless.
Have
you
you
don't
guys
plug it
played?
into anything.
Oh, I didn't know it was wireless. But have you guys played like the Riff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I've used the Samsung
It's really fun.
version. It's
but
so
like
cool,
the
dude.
Beat Sabers game, it's like the coolest game ever.
Did you play? There's one I forget, but we had guns, and you literally take
Oh.
the shotgun, and you
Yep,
you
put the
hold it with
shells in,
both
crack
your
it.
hands, and you point it, and then you like reload it.
Oh, cool!
Oh
I haven't seen that.
man, it's so
I've only played
fun.
Beat Sabers. I never want to play any other game. I'm like, you want to try this game? Nah,
No.
lightsabers, dude.
Oh, I did a Battle Arena VR. A new place opened up in town where so basically put a PC on your back and put the headset on, and they give you a plastic gun. You're walking around an arena. It's like
What?
Halo meets. Yeah,
What?
dude, so cool.
Oh man, I'm
You're
waiting
literally
for
shooting
that.
at your friends in VR.
No, I'm waiting for that where it's like everyone's wearing a headset and it's in real life and you're running around
it's
like
so
playing laser
freaking
tag.
creepy. That's
But
what it is.
What?
I don't believe it. There's no way it's as good as I hope it is.
It's called Mass VR. Google it.
There's
Oh,
no
you do?
way. There's no
That's
way.
it. It's
Listen,
a battle arena. It was
wait,
red versus blue.
wait.
I had a rocket
There's-
launcher.
Stop. There's
had a rocket
no
launcher?
way it's as good as I want it to be. If
What do
it's
you
as
want- you
good
want it
as
to be,
I
like,
want it to be,
completely
hold
real?
on. Let me finish. If it's as good as
know.
I want it to be, I'll just go there and never do anything else.
It's
be
no,
so
you can
fun.
definitely walk away from it.
Like real
Sounds
life
like- I'm
Halo
looking for
running
video
around.
right now.
It's like just past prototype sort of realism. So it looks like a video game. You're in a virtual environment, but it's real enough that if you walk off a cliff, you'll get immediate vertigo. I had to tell myself it's
Whoa.
VR, it's VR, it's VR, it's VR, it's VR, it's VR. I was like,
So
oh
I-
god, you
I
have
played
jump
this
jets,
game-
man. You don't want to jump.
I played one game where it was like you had to like walk on this balance beam and stuff like that. It was supposed to be freaky. And I remember like it didn't really freak me out because I knew it wasn't real, but it also looked like a video game. But it's gonna get so crazy sometime soon. People are gonna be like,
I
don't know,
really
just
hope
can't
it gets to
really
Ready
I
Player One
know.
levels.
People
I
are just
really
going to go
want that.
insane. They're just going to want to
I'm
live in
watching
the,
this video
the
now. These
computer world.
kids are just like this big like empty gym, like
Yeah, that's the video right
pointing
there.
guns at each other. I'd be afraid to run around. I'd be like, I think you can't run into somebody.
I think you can see. Wait.
It's actually really interesting how they have it set up. So when you put the goggles on,
Send a video to
it'll let
Discord
you know
if
when
you
you're
want
getting
shoot. I'm trying to
close
watch
to
it
each
now.
other and objects. You
Say
can
what?
watch it live.
What? Yeah, everyone's got little Master Chief backpacks on
Yep.
and the VR helmet. And they're in this
and a
like
gun.
gymnasium, just for people who are listening. What? The whole video game is CGI? No, but
Yes, that's
see,
what I'm trying
that
to
freaks
tell
me out. You know why? Because you see the one guy in the actual online game and they're lagging, they're just running. Like,
it's all-
and
it's
so
all-
I'm
it's a
like, I'm
local
gonna
network.
lag and just run into a wall. Oh, the Wi-Fi went down. I just bam in the wall.
Wi-Fi went down, so he died.
How did Luke die? Well, he just ran into a wall as fast as he could.
Lag.
That's crazy.
I don't know about
So
this.
it's awesome.
I don't want it
you
to
can find
be
it.
all digital. I want it all real, but I want like digital muzzle flashes and like
lightsaber and stuff, like augmented reality,
Yeah.
not virtual reality.
Yeah.
that'd be
You-
cool.
So you want the freaking holodeck?
I've used that, by the way. It's horrible. The one I used, at least. The first one I used, it was like a little square. It didn't fill up your whole face even. You're like, what? I have to in this? What?
What?
There's this little square in front of me. Yeah, I used it in Seattle. We're all nerds here, remember?
The HoloLens.
Yeah, it wasn't very
Dude,
good.
I'd love to
It was
use that.
stupid. I like the Vive better. Or the
The
Rift
new
better.
one is pretty dope.
No,
no,
I've seen
not.
the new one,
Wait
yeah.
a second. Not the Rift. I like the Vive. The Vive,
Vive
is the
is
one,
the
I
one with
like.
like they had like long handles with like a circle at the
HTC.
end. That one.
Yeah, it's the little circles at the
Yeah.
end. Yeah.
I played that one. Actually, that's what I played. That's what I played Beat Sabers on. That was really cool.
Let's go have a VR party. That's what we'll do
should
when we
go
do
to
our
Illinois.
meetup.
We'll have a VR party.
We'll all stay home and just buy VR. I mean,
love it.
if we save
I would
money on
drop
travel,
600
we'll
bucks
just
right
buy
now.
VR stuff.
I'm still trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out where we need to go. We're
The VR?
trying to do like a podcast meetup this year where we're all going to
I'd
go to
do
the
it.
same
That'd be
place.
Amazing.
Yeah, like a live show. We did that before.
Colorado.
We all went to Raleigh. We could go to
Yeah, I
Colorado.
also want to go to Colorado.
Have you? You've been there before though,
But yeah, I was there for like a couple of days, and
but you want to go back just to see it.
I want to go back and like see it and not be sick.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you got so sick when you were there last time.
Yeah, dude, it was terrible. And I was just working. I like worked and slept and sicked and then left. But yeah. Anyway, we have to solve the
Yeah.
issue. We haven't solved it. We usually solve
The
those problems here.
solution is to buy VR helmets for the entire world, and everyone just goes in the Matrix.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
you
just
just
get a
choose
couple
your own
Oculus
reality.
Rifts
And then
for
if
a
you ever
couple
want to
$100
fight
bucks.
someone, you don't have to insult them on the internet. You can just shoot them and
Shoot him in the face.
lightsaber them over, and we're done. Right?
imagine
I
actually
don't
having,
know.
like,
I
four
don't have much
stars?
more to comment on. It's an interesting situation. I hope YouTube doesn't get hit too hard because anytime this sort of thing happens, ads go out and everyone loses money, and then people quit. People stop making YouTube videos because they can't afford to do it. So, or they just die. The end. The episode's over.
Game.
Wait, well,
over.
what about this? What if like everyone gets demonetized, so people just start making videos for fun again, and then they're awesome?
Ooh.
That's like it all goes back down to zero, and then everything gets fixed.
Or a YouTube substitute pops up that's already in existence.
Okay,
That could be a
let's
thing.
wrap up this episode. So, gentlemen, now that we are still live on Instagram and YouTube, what are your plugs? Let's start with you, Michael.
Just follow me on Instagram, MYKOLDIMAS. It spells Michael Demas. It spells Michael, but weirdly. And yeah, I'm doing some musical things. I'm going to be posting up there soon, so watch it. You also can see pictures of me and my fiance. That's mainly what's on there, I think.
Whoa!
Yeah, it is. We can't
She's super
confirm.
cute. You should go look at her. Well, never mind. That's weird. Don't go to my Instagram. Stay away.
If you're going for that reason, just don't. It's fine.
Yeah, don't do it.
Go Sam.
All right,
away.
Jordan.
You can check me out on Instagram at JordyLocks, spelled just like it sounds. You can also follow me on Facebook. I live stream once a week, play different video games for a couple hours, hang out with the chat, have a good time. It's also, the channel has multiple hosts, so you get a little bit of variety involved. So it's not just me. So if you decide you don't like my personality, there's 3 more people. That's right.
man.
3 more personalities.
Multi-host channel. Very fun.
Wow.
We do a live stream together once a week, play some Apex or some other team game, but for now it's Apex because we're all broke. So check us out at Rally Point Gaming.
Awesome. So, you can follow me on Instagram. If you're watching live, you probably are
Ready to go.
Here's the problem with the live stream. I can't do it. That's it. That's out there forever. The whole internet. It's uploaded right now this second.
Stephen Powers can make fun of you now.
I know. I should go join Fox.
So great.
All right, let me try again. If you're watching this live stream with the mess ups and all, you are already following me on Instagram or subscribe to us on YouTube. But if you're not, you can follow me on Instagram at Luke Roxwold. That's LukeRockswold. You can also follow our podcast at WAITSB Podcast. We are everywhere. We are on YouTube. We are on SoundCloud. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. What in the world? Now we're even live on Instagram. Once again, like I said at the beginning, you have no excuse other than you don't support our hobby. It's getting serious, so we're live. This is practically not even a hobby right now. Let's feel a good job.
I mean, we need people behind us that way when we get in trouble on the internet saying things.
That's right. Support us. Make us famous so people can see what we're saying and we can get in trouble.
How many racist comments can we get out so we can get Instagram famous?
All right, gentlemen, thanks for being on the episode. Everyone, thanks for listening.
Absolutely.
Those of you who tune in live, I hope you enjoyed it. We are ending the episode here. Thanks for listening, and
Outro
outro
music.
music.
Outro music.